I'm just going to do a quick review video of the Baby Joy Stroller Wagon. You can grab this online and get it delivered to you in Australia for about $470. And this is the Burleigh Stroller Wagon, and you can buy this in Australia as well, and you can get it online, and I think it's free delivery, and it's about $500. But for $500 you don't get the umbrella or the snack tray, you just get the wagon that I'm sitting on. I do like that the Burleigh Wagon, you can remove this panel and make it into like a little bench seat, so you could sit here with your kids or with your partner, and then the panel goes just in there like that, and you have a wagon again. So I guess I'm just doing a comparison video for these because they are so comparable in price to purchase. So this Baby Joy wagon does fold up and the Burleigh Wagon doesn't. So you need to be able to fit this whole wagon in the trunk of your car or store it somewhere at home at this size. Whereas the Baby Joy, it comes down to about a quarter of this size when you fold it all up. Both the Burleigh Wagon and the Baby Joy wagon have got storage. So this is the storage for the Burleigh Wagon here, as well as, if I take the umbrella off, take the umbrella off, you can see that inside here you also have storage. So that can be an esky, or that can be a footwell for the kids, 2 kids sitting in this wagon. This is your other harness, which you can remove. We only have the one toddler, so we only have one harness out, and that's the parent cup holder. Just goes on the front. So storage on the Baby Joy wagon, you've got this back basket, so you've got a little mesh shoes or dirty towels compartment here, as well as a little basket here to put things in, and that all just folds up and clips away if you don't need it. It also has some more pockets here at the front, some zipper pockets, little insulated cup holder, and that all can come off a little bit if you need it to, for whatever reason, like if you're taking your fabric off to wash it. Just realised I didn't have those clips on. Has bits of Velcro here, hold it down so it doesn't flap. So for the same price, you're getting a canopy on this, a little bit extra storage, and you are getting inside the baby trend wagon, you are getting a bit of padding as well as a 5-point safety harness, as opposed to just like a lap belt 3-point safety harness on the Burleigh. Now this is rated from 6 months old, and on the Burleigh website it's for 18 months plus. So that's probably got something to do with the harness. I'm just going to put the canopy back on. The canopy is actually really easy to fold up and put back on. The only downside is that it's not adjustable. So this height is the height your canopy will always be. You can't really have it any smaller because of these telescopic poles. They only go down to the full position or up locked into place. So you can put it down if your baby was having a nap in there, but they're going to get really warm because there's no sort of mesh anywhere, no mesh sides. So it'd be alright if it was winter and they're having a nap, but not so much in summer. You just sort of have to bring the poles right up. There's a little unlock here on each of the poles, and that's how you get them up and out. Okay, so you can't adjust the canopy. It only ever is on at this height, but you can unzip the top and you can see your kids in the wagon through the mesh, so that's good. If you're walking, say you're walking into the sun, you could just have this down for some extra shade and you can see the kids in there. Speaking of shade, the Baby Joy also has 2 side shade panels. They're kind of like stored, rolled up down here, and they have got a bit of Velcro, so you can just tuck them just like that around the poles, and they won't move around too much. Just bring it around to show you. So it's got one on each side, so you have lots of shade. So the Burleigh Wagon, you can buy a couple of different umbrellas from Burleigh that will fit in here. I have a feeling if you already own an umbrella, it will likely also fit in there. I do find it a little bit of a tight fit to get in, but that's probably a good thing because you don't want it to blow away in the wind. You can have it adjusted at a couple of different heights. So I'll just put it down as low as I can. Yeah. So you can have it lower. And then you've got, a nice amount of shade that you'll be getting from that, at least enough for 1 or 2 kids, definitely. Just move this. So I'm pushing it forward. You are just meant to pull the wagon, but if you are in a tight spot, you can push it around. obviously not as easy to maneuver when you're pushing it as if you are pulling it. Snack tray, which is an extra. I haven't seen any accessories on sale for the Baby Joy wagon, but some of the Wonderfold accessories do fit. So the cargo net fits, the parent console, the 2-cup and the 4-cup parent console both fit on this wagon. The snack tray, surprisingly, from the Wonderfold did fit on this wagon as well. And the little cup and phone holder. This actually came with a cup and phone holder, but it was a pretty cheap one, and I don't rate it. It works. You can fit a 1 litre bottle of water in there or a coffee in there, but it's probably going to spill when you're walking because it's kind of angled when you are fixing it on. Yes, so it has a push bar, obviously, and then a pull bar. Now these are very adjustable. They can even go all the way around to sort of like this as well. I sort of like it there. It's about good for me. The wheels at the front have got brakes. There's also a brake just here at the back. So 3 brakes. If you're on a hill or something, it's quite good. Doesn't really move. The Burleigh Wagon has a little pin clip brake underneath. I've never used it. It's not in a really convenient spot to be using it. You can lock the wheels on the Baby Joy wagon. So there's a little clip here, and you push it, right, turn them around, line it up, push the little clip, and you can lock your wheels. Now I didn't realise it had this feature, and my husband had locked them on because we were doing something and just walking a straight path, and then I was thinking something was wrong with the wheels because they were locked. But it's actually quite good to have them lock like that if you are just walking. And then you just lift the clip up, and that's how you take them off. And then your wagon wheels are spinning around again. Obviously, the Burleigh Wagon's got a really great feature for the built-in esky, and it's super easy to clean. You can just gurney it off after you go to the beach. I have noticed that all of the sort of like metal parts on the Burleigh Wagon are rusting, but that's to be expected when you do use it at the beach. I haven't had the Baby Joy for as long as the Burleigh Wagon, so I haven't noticed any rust on it yet, but I'm sure if you are using it as a beach wagon, you'll end up with a bit of rust. I mean, really, you just do have to wipe everything over really well, clean everything over really well after you use it, and you can sort of mitigate some of that. So this all comes off. All of this fabric can come off. It just all unclips, and you know, it's Velcro bits, and it just all comes off. See? Even this little pull thing here comes out through the middle, and you can actually wash this fabric. That would be a little bit arduous because you are going to have to remove all of your harness points in order to do that, or at the very least you'd have to unhook them all from the frame and throw them all in the wash together. This canopy, I do not believe you can just get that off and wash it as easily as the carriage fabric. It looks very much Oh, maybe. You know what? I take that back. You can definitely take your canopy off and wash it as well. It's all going to come out. So that's good to know. Because that's one of those things, kids are gross. Sometimes you might spill a milkshake over the top of the canopy, or you might be holding a baby and they spew everywhere. Good to know you can take this apart and wash it. So you can see inside there that you just have to roll up those shade sides. Just like that. To get them packaged away neatly. So seating capacity, so the Baby Joy wagon is only rated for about 110 pounds, so that's roughly 50 kilos. I've sat in it though, and my husband has pushed me around, and it didn't break, and I'm about 70 kilos. So I'd say that that is erring on the side of caution, that weight rating. I pushed 2 9-year-old boys around in it yesterday at the pool, and it was working really, really well. It was no harder to push than with just my 1-year-old daughter in it. So yes, I think that's a cautionary weight rating, but you would be right to go over it by 10 kilos or so and not do any damage to your wagon. The Burleigh Wagon, however, takes 150 kilos. So myself and my husband could sit in here and our kids could pull us along, no worries. You could load it up full of drinks, full of kids, get those handy little storage racks that they have, load it up full of chairs, and it's going to have no problem. The only issue you have is that you have to pull all that weight, which is a bit tricky sometimes, especially on sand. The lighter this wagon is, the better it does. I find it really difficult if it's got more than sort of 30 kilos of weight, 40 kilos of weight. I find it quite arduous to pull around, whereas when you can push, it's so much easier to handle that sort of weight. I think both of them are worth the money. So like I said, about $470. If you want the accessories, you're probably looking at about $700, and I think they are worth that. You're going to get a lot of use out of it. You know, this can take kids up to 8 or 9 years old. Like my 9-year-old fits in those seat belts. There was no way, even on the most generous setting, that I was going to be able to harness my 9-year-old into this wagon. My daughter, who's 1, she loves the Burleigh Wagon. She always wants to get in it and be pulled around. It's just her favourite. I think she really likes that there's a little door, so she can get in and out of the door. And, you know, just the novelty of it, it's kind of like being in a car. Probably the biggest thing to mention is you do need to use the seatbelts if you've got little kids in these wagons. A kid could stand up and fall out if they're not harnessed in, and definitely they don't even need to stand up and they can fall out if they're not harnessed in this wagon. Weight wise, so this weighs about 18 kilos. I'm just going to fold it up for you guys so you can have an idea of what it's like to pick up and load into your car. So that's as small as the Canopy gets. It comes with a storage bag, and the storage bag has some clips, so you can just hook it here. Like I said, you gotta put all the rods down. Then you can fold the handlebars in. And like I said, the handlebars do go around, sort of like that all the way. There's just this little clip in the middle that pulls up, and then it buckles up over the top. And like I said, that's about 18 kilos. So not much weight at all. Not too bad to lift. And you can take all the wheels off really easily if storage space is a bit of a hassle for you. So the big wheels have a button. These wheels have a button, and it's a really easy to access button. It's like big and obvious, and the wheels all just come off. And you can, you know, fit it into your car a little bit easier. Whereas your Burleigh Wagon, it doesn't fold up. You have to just grab the umbrella cover. Work out how it is you want to pack it all in there. Plastic does stick a little bit. So the way I would be lifting this into the boot of my car is probably one hand here. There's a little lip just sort of there. And this is about 25 kilos, but because you can't fold it, it is a bit harder to lift and then get it into your boot or get it into the back of your ute, and it's going to take up a lot of space. However, it's taking up a lot of space, but you can put all your things inside of it in the boot. So I think it just depends on what you need a wagon for. This would be the perfect wagon to take your little kids to sports days for your older kids. This is a great wagon if you've only got one or two little kids and you know you're taking them shopping, or you're taking them out to a theme park, or you're going to, I guess, farmers markets. Kids can be in there and your groceries can be in there. This wagon is definitely, it's a beach wagon. They've made it for the beach, and it does a supremo job at the beach. I think if you live on the coast, you would choose this wagon over that one. I think if you took this to water parks or beaches, or you know, out where you have like, you know, boat ramps and dams and fishing and things like that, I think it would get dirty and you'd be cleaning it all the time. And I think it would definitely get rusty. Whereas there's so much plastic here, it's really only held together by the metal parts, and that honestly, it's pretty normal for stuff down the beach to rust. I think if you were using it regularly, you'd be maintaining it really well. You know, you'd be hosing it off and drying it off when you got home, and it probably wouldn't rust as much as this one has. Yeah, so really, I think they're both good products, and if you live in the city, this is the product for you. If you live at the beach, this is the product for you. If you like a lot of, you know, outdoor sports, or you know, have kids of different ages, then, you know, they're both a really good option rather than just having a pram, because I just find that prams, they don't have enough storage for the rest of the family members' stuff, or prams just aren't stable enough that you can hang a heap of like grocery bags or, you know, sports bags or cooler bags off them without them tipping. And I think also it's nice to have a little safe play space for your baby or toddler when you are out at the park, so they don't get bitten by ants, or so that they're not in the sun. You know, like, it's got a really big shade canopy. This has got a lot of shade with that umbrella, and I think that is, you know, people who like being outside more than inside, these are really great products for you. But if you're only ever using your pram when you're going to an indoor shopping mall, or, you know, using it to go for a morning walk with your dogs, then you probably don't need to replace it with a stroller wagon, because they're not as easy to push or pull as your regular prams are. Alrighty, that's my video for you guys. I'm gonna pack up and head home. Thanks for watching.